I have two very exciting announcements. One is that the author of this book is coming, which is really cool, and he's coming on the 16th. So it's very exciting that the author of the book is coming. And Rachel, I want Rachel and Brianna to explain what they're doing with this videotaping thing, but it's part of their honors forms project. And what I'm excited about too, and you'll see in the packet that I put together, some of you might know at Skidmore that we have a Professor Denise Everett. I don't know if anyone's taken Professor Everett. Her daughter is participating in the program, and I asked her if she would be willing to come during our second session, and each one of your groups will come up with a question to ask Professor Everett, and she'll field questions. So that's kind of cool.
I think it was interesting seeing how fascinated the kids were about the book and their imaginations when they were sketching and stuff. That was really fun.
I was just amazed at how analytical the kids were, I guess. I was really surprised, and it was just great to hear their ideas and bounce ideas off of them, I guess, and hear their take on everything. So it was really nice too.
So what I thought we could do is look at this handout and talk a little bit about Phineas Gage, and I've put together questions, and I love the book. I couldn't put it down.
Phineas Gage tells the story of a railroad construction foreman named Phineas Gage, that makes sense, who miraculously survived a horrible accident. On September 13th, 1848, a 13 half-pound iron rod shot through his skull and brain during an accidental explosion in Cavendish, Vermont, when he was blasting rock. The tamping iron was 3 feet 7 inches long. It was 1/4 in diameter at one end and tapered to a diameter of a quarter at the other. It entered under his left cheekbone and went completely through the top of his head, landing about 25 to 30 yards away. Living another 11 years, Gage became a textbook case for the study of brain science. While Phineas was made of complete physical recovery, he never recovered emotionally. He was able to walk, talk, and work, but according to his Vermont physician, Dr. Hallow, Gage was no longer Gage.
The historical element that he incorporates in here is really, I think, crucial to, kind of probing that it is, although it's fantastical, it is nonfiction.
Right.
And then you also have these big words like phrenology and, the background of brain science in that era when it wasn't very developed.
I know that for me, on page 36 is the picture of a phrenological head. And even though it is completely debunked, I know that I, spent a good amount of time looking at those different spots and feeling my own head.
Photographs make the story more real, and I don't know, when I just saw them, it kind of brought me back and made me realize this actually happened. And back to the picture, I think it was on, is where they were operating him at Harvard.
Oh, right. I think that was 25, yes.
Yeah, that just made me realize it was black and white, so it made me think of how long ago it was, but also how basic and how unsanitary it was.
I
masks
know.
on and during
some
casual
of
clothes and stuff.
Why do you think Phineas Gage always carried around the 13.5-pound tamping iron that shot through his head even to the grave?
Might be that's one of the things that changed in his brain when he had the accident, that maybe some attachment formed to it or something.
Well, also with the thing with him refusing the $1,000, I think it said in the book that was his closest goodbye because something happened to his brain about being with humans and relating to other humans.
You could also consider that it's sort of a memento of his brush with death, and that he carries it around as a reminder of his own mortality.
And Rachel's willing to go be on her own. Brianna, I've got you working with Danny. So Brianna and Danny, okay. Thank you for coming. I really think we're off to a great start. I'm very excited.
Well, I feel really honored to do this project, this Honors Forum Citizenship project, because I really have gotten to know what it's like to work on a community project with other adults in the real world, and I'm really excited to work with the kids because kids are really honest and interesting, and it will be really fun to get their different opinions of the book than the discussions that we have here with people who are mostly our peers.
I think this was an interesting meeting. I'm looking forward to discussing these questions with the kids. I think that it'll be interesting to hear how, like, depending on their ages, how differently the kids are going to respond to a book like this. I'm glad to know that there's been feedback that the kids have loved this book. And I'm just excited to do this for the first time and see what it's like and lead my very own group.
I'm very delighted by the meeting. It was a snowy night and we had perfect attendance. And the level of discussion amongst the leaders was magical. This to me is always a very exciting moment when we do this program because we get children from 4th grade through college students with adult helping to organize, and everyone's read the same book and everyone's on the same page, and there's a lot of excitement. And often I come in after teaching all day and I'm a little drained, and then I come to this meeting and I walk out totally energized. Now, the other thing that I'm really excited about this year is that 2 of the leaders are children who went through the program. And when I designed the program when my sons were in 8th grade and now they're juniors in college, it had always been my hope that the children would become leaders. And now we have Martha Mastriani, who is actually a leader, and Annie Getz is our first LIT, Leader in Training, LIT. And she was so excited last year. She was sad last year that she was in 7th grade and she couldn't officially participate. So she brought her brother and she said, "Can I stay?" And I came up with the idea of the Leaders in Training. And so I think it's very exciting also the continuity of leaders who've done this for 4 years, whether they're high school students or college students, and to see that kind of commitment and continuity. And it's a very, very exciting, it's clearly meaningful to the elementary age children, it's meaningful to the high school students and meaningful to the college students. I think the college students have been great mentors for the high school students, and a lot of nice friendships formed there, which is really nice. And I'm also just thrilled by the response of the number of students who've signed up, that we have a full 75 with 27 on the wait list. I think that's our record. So I'm excited for a banner year.